There's been many adaptations of the Joker, but we want to focus on the Dark Knight version and dive into his character because despite the over-the-top theatrical stunts, he's just a man who cares about his city.
That's right, Your Honor. Our client this week, one Joker of the Dark Knight, is completely innocent of all crimes as they are portrayed to us in the conventional wisdom. We're not saying that he is an innocent man. He does not have any skeletons in the closet, but we are saying that all the crimes of which he's committed are justifiable, ultimately in the name of bettering Gotham. Let us know who your favorite version of the Joker is and why it's Jared Leto. Also, let us know what crime Joker has allegedly committed that you think we can't defend. Also, let us know who you want us to defend next. Let's get into this.
Let's start first with what the Joker actually did. And right away when we see him, and throughout the entire movie, The Dark Knight, he's mostly interacting with criminals, and he's doing damage to the criminal organization. And I would argue, Your Honor, and to the jury here, he's doing more damage than Batman has ever done. From the bank to burning the piles of money to hindering them and basically having them at his heel. The criminal organizations within Gotham, the Joker he's a mastermind behind all of this and is able to manipulate them into a way which I think by the end of this movie is a net positive for Gotham.
100%. And I don't want to get too, anti-Batman here because that's kind of a tropey, popular thing to do. But our client is the Joker here and Batman is his rival. So we do have to get into it a little bit here. If we strip away all of the butterflies and rainbows and like hero music that plays when Batman's on screen versus the Joker, right, where it's villain music that plays on screen, and then we have the lighting and it's all meant to make us think negatively of Joker versus Batman, what is Bruce Wayne really? He's a freak. He's running around with military-grade gear, funded at least in part by the taxpayer in this version of the universe, right? In the Dark Knight and the Christopher Nolan's universe, this is not like I'm building this stuff in my basement by myself. That's not this Bruce Wayne, okay? He's getting his tech from like the military. And what does he do? He goes and beats the hell out of criminals, which is, again, there's the trope. Oh, he runs around all night and beats people up within an inch of their lives that don't deserve it. I'm not saying these guys don't deserve to be beat up. These are criminals, often violent criminals, causing chain reactions that hurt a lot of innocent people. They need to be spanked big time, and he does spank them. But, again, he doesn't kill them. He does not disenfranchise them like Joker did, and we will go into that. Instead, he just kind of gives them a spanking. And what does that do? That just radicalizes them more. It's a common theme in this universe. They talk about this escalation. Vigilantes will eventually breed vigilantes. It's 100% true. He's just radicalizing worse terrorists.
Right, and we're going to go more into that in the corrupt system, the officials, the city,
yes,
a little bit later. But just focusing on what the Joker does. Right, when he robs the bank at the beginning, you go, oh, look, these bank robbers being little stinker binguses. What are they doing? They're not supposed to be doing that. That's against the law. But who is he really stealing from? That is the mob's money. When the bank manager comes out, he's like, who you're dealing with? And, the Joker does shoot that guy, but he doesn't kill him. And he puts a little fun little smoke grenade in his mouth, which is super funny. And the guy's like visibly laughing at the fact that it was a smoke. He's like, oh, right? He's like, oh, this guy, he's funny.
Well, how could you not? It's one of those situations where you're really mad and you're really, you can't make me laugh. And then somebody comes over and they put on that funny face or whatever and they're poking at you and you're so mad and so annoyed, but you can't help it because this guy's got Riz, right? He's got Riz, he's got the jokes, he's got the tricks, and it's not the first time either. Not to skip ahead, but just to call it, to draw this comparison, the whole pencil in the eye routine, honestly, a great trick, one you don't see very often.
Yes.
It really looked like it disappeared. And by the way, maybe this is the most impressive part. He took that pencil and slammed it on the table, removed his hand. I didn't see him chew up any gum and stick it to the bottom of that eraser. He just balances that pencil on the table. Like, how impressive is that, honestly?
That has to be top 10 strongest feats we see within all of Batman, like, movies from Adam West to current day. Joker being able to stick a pencil into the table like that? Oh, dude.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the pencil in the eye trick, it's great. I think that should definitely be a point in this Joker's favor. But anyway, what were you saying about the actions of Joker?
He's so funny. When Michael J. White stands up and he's like, enough from the clown.
Yep.
He's like, you think you can just steal from us and walk away? And Joker just responds,
yeah. He's like, yeah.
It's so funny. Dude, how are you not on his side? You might be one of his henchmen and be like, dude, this guy kind of rules. He's playing 4D chess and these people are playing checkers. And the idea that he brings up, the novel idea of just kill the Batman. No one brought that up in these meetings.
It's insane.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
How is Batman not be able to take these guys out single-handedly? How are they able to operate within Gotham effectively if no one even thought of killing the Batman?
He kind of said it, like they meet during the day now, they operate during the day, which again, huge L for Bruce Wayne. It's like, I can only go out at night. I can only go out at night. Like, dude, that sucks. Everybody's going to do crime during the day now, especially when they're this powerful and they run Gotham. I understand if we're dealing with a situation where it's like petty criminals, because they can't go out during the day because the regular cops will bust them, so they have to balance this, like, well, do I want to be arrested by the cops or do I want to get busted by Batman at night when I have more cover? But no, these guys run Gotham. These guys control the cops. So it's like, yeah, of course they're not going to have a problem with doing things during the day. It's total nonsense. Batman sucks. Joker knows what needs to be done, and this whole scheme that he concocts here, the genius of it is not really appreciated. This lie, this agent of chaos lie, this is something he says to cover himself, right? To make it seem like he's more of a psychopath than he is. He is actually very, very well calculated here. He convinces all of the mob that this Lau guy, Lau is going to steal their money or whatever. Joker basically revokes his F1 visa, and then just like he said, just the chain reaction, bunghole Bruce has no jurisdiction, goes over there, gets him, and it scares some sense into the organized crime. He ends up basically seizing all of their money this way in the end, burning it, leaving them completely disenfranchised. Okay, can you tell me a time when Bruce Wayne, the alleged defender, the hero, has ever done anything like this? Can you imagine the chain reaction? How many drug dealers and their bosses and their bosses, all the way down to the people who use it on the street, now just don't get to have the resources that they once had to poison the youth of Gotham.
Yeah, and on top of it, like you said, he eliminates their resource. In so doing, he is able to deflate the dollar. So all of the common people
100%.
within Gotham, their buying power is increased significantly. That there's a mountain of cash there. You're telling me there's not going to be a positive ramifications within the streets of Gotham now of the normal hardworking folks there? Yeah, this is a great thing. Yeah, Bruce has not done any of this, and I generally like the idea of Batman. But
Me too, yeah.
the I'm just looking at pure results here, and Joker is doing good things for the people of Gotham.
And he barely actually had to crack any heads to do it, right? He didn't even use that much violence like he does to kind of put on the show and make himself intimidating, because that's what you need to do in order to be a guy like this. But like you said, it's just pure results. It's way more effective than what Bruce is doing. And I also want to say this too, slight defense of Bruce here. I get it, man. It's fun as hell what he's doing. It looks super fun. Like he drives around the crawler, and then what happens? Like it gets kind of wrecked. Who cares? Like probably $10 million worth of equipment paid for by the taxpayer. Doesn't matter to me. Throw it to the side. Bust out this sweet bike with that thick ass front wheel. Dude, so cool. With the cannons on it and everything. Has the wheels that those spinning wheels. It's amazing. It looks super cool to do. And the whole tripwire thing with the truck, it's like, man, I know he wanted to catch the Joker right there, but he saw the opportunity to do that, and he did it. And it's like, dude, that looks exactly as cool as I wanted it. I'm just saying I understand what Bruce is doing, and I understand how fun it probably is. But, it's time to kind of grow up at some point, get out of your own head and start thinking about what the smartest thing to do is. And that would be like Joker, kind of get on their level a little bit. And you know what that means? You're going to have to crack a few eggs, to make the omelet.
Well, if you're going to start cracking eggs, you might as well start at the top on the city side, because the Joker eventually does, kill a judge. The commissioner wants to go after the mayor. There's also some bad cops in the mix. This city is a cesspool of corruption right now. We get in the first Batman Begins that Ra's al Ghul was just going to burn the city. He saw no salvaging of the city. That's how bad he saw Gotham City. But Joker is rooting out all these bad seeds here. But he also is not burning the entire city. He's like a doctor using a scalpel and going around and trying to cut off all of the infection within Gotham. He's not a serial killer or like a madman just stabbing randomly into its victim. He's actually trying to save this person from the virus, which is Gotham City officials.
100%. He's a precision tool. He's not a blunt hammer, right? It's let's just say he's the king of operation. Okay, if they had busted out a game of operation in that little first meeting with the pencil trick, Joker would be going home with the prize, and he went home with the prize anyway. Okay, they didn't even need to play the game. They knew who was going to win, and it was him. I would almost say that this is not even like cracking a few eggs any more than the criminals, because again, if you're a corrupt cop, you're a corrupt official, you are a criminal. Okay, so I really have no sympathy for them, and I wouldn't even really say that a lot of this would be considered crime You know, if Joker were to be on trial, which of course he is right now, and we are defending him, I don't really believe that the jury finds these criminal on criminal crimes to be all that egregious.
Right.
Especially when, I mean, this is Gotham, right? We're in a court of his peers here, and I guarantee all these jurors and the judge himself, you know, they have benefited from the buying power that Joker provided, et cetera, et cetera.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much. Bottom line, it's just not really feasible in Gotham's current state to have a vigilante nor the conventional arm of the law deal with the level of corruption that they have. It's just not possible. Like, this is like Ra's al Ghul's thing, right? He thought everybody basically had to die and have it restart from the bottom. It's like, no. Joker, as a precision tool compared to Ra's al Ghul's blunt object, he found a way to make it happen.
Yeah, it's not a good sign for a city or society when you have a vigilante bending laws and rules by his will into what he views as justice. And we might be on Batman's side in all of this, but there's a weird aspect of Batman of, hey, I'm going to go against the rules, but at the same time, I'm not going to completely, cut off these bad branches and prune this tree. What he's going to do is just throw these criminals, these individuals back into this bad system. And people need to think about systems way more than they do need to think about individuals. I love this quote. It's by Dr. Deming. A bad system will beat a good person every time. That is 100% true. If this system is just going to create a revolving door of criminals that go into the system, they get shot back out, what do you expect is going to happen within Gotham? And Batman has made no progress. If anything, he's inspired more people to become vigilantes, wearing hockey pads, putting themselves in danger, having less professional people take justice in their own hands. And like you said earlier, the escalation of force, Gordon says it, they're just going to buy armor-piercing rounds, and then the police are going to have to buy tanks, and eventually you're going to have a war zone within Gotham. It's not good. And funny enough, we get by the end of this in The Dark Knight Rises, 8 years after the results of Joker's schemes, crime's at an all-time low. Isn't that kind of weird?
It is strange. It's at an all-time low, and it's just absolutely pathetic when we have Bane coming in. It's almost like Bane was frozen in time. He was frozen in carbonite for 8 years, or let's call it 8.25 years, and he comes back thinking that Gotham is still in this state, right? So he goes in, I'm here to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny. It's like, dude, you're way too late. You're way too late.
Remember?
Yeah, it's
I love
gold. Dude, kind of similar. Both played by Mike Myers. Fun fact. But Bane comes through. He's an idiot. He's a mongoloid. Probably shaves his head. Probably not even really bald.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what Bane was actually trying to accomplish, because really it makes no sense. Joker actually accomplished his goal for him without this ridiculous doomsday black-pilled mentality. We should get into the dirty stuff now. The stuff where people would probably say, okay, how could you defend these crimes? That being the killing of Rachel and the big tugboat experiment with the prisoners and the elite, where there are allegedly explosives in them. Because I understand on the surface how this would sound and appear indefensible. I just want to start off with a certain framing device that I think everybody should follow here. Assuming that Joker's goal is to correct Gotham, which I don't see how you could look at the situation and not see that, other than if you take that Agent of Chaos line and just apply it. He said he's the Agent of Chaos. He wouldn't lie about that. There's no way he'd lie about that. It's like, to criminals he's trying to intimidate. It's like, why wouldn't, or to Batman, why wouldn't he lie to these people who are against him? He has to sell his role. Okay, that's what I want you guys to understand. He has to sell his role. What does a cop do, or a detective, when they go in deep cover, which happens a lot? These are really intensive investigations. These things screw up cops. Have you ever seen True Detective Season 1? That's what Matthew McConaughey does in that season. It's a thing that really happens. If they're trying to infiltrate a gang or a multi-tiered drug distributing ring, these cops will go in there and they will actually deal drugs. They will often actually do the drugs, become addicted to the drugs. Sometimes they have to become prostitutes, like women, female cops have to go in and become prostitutes and actually have sex with people. And they're not arresting people. They're not waiting till that moment, where the guy drops trow and, drops his elephant trunk on the ground. And then he's like, oh.
Like in South Park, where he lets all the guys in the fraternity have sex with them. And he's like, freeze! I got you all. I got all the evidence in my ass.
You know what happens? They get the evidence in their ass, and then they don't even arrest them. And then they go out for night 2. They go out the next night and get another load. So that's kind of stuff that, and also, people do die sometimes. They die. Sometimes these deep cover cops have to actually kill people, assault preferably, probably, but they do end up killing people in order to really sell that they're a part of this institution they're trying to infiltrate, in order to eventually, take down that kingpin or this massive group that is running amok wherever it is. Sometimes it's multinational, sometimes it's an international, whatever. That's what Joker is doing here. He can't let up. He can't show any weakness. Otherwise, it's going to take people right out of it. You know what I mean? This is a very carefully concocted thing, and the result with Batman and Dent depends on him remaining this psycho figure.
I totally agree with everything you just said right there. But also, he's pushing Batman and Dent to be the man that Gotham needs them to be, which is some person who's willing to take justice in their own hands and not just, again, like I said earlier, put them through this bad system. Something needs to fundamentally change in the system, and if they just don't get it through their thick, stupid skulls, nothing's ever going to change, because they're going to be like, oh, well, I guess we just got to elect a new mayor and hopefully something changes here. Like, the city is gone. The city is depraved. And a lot of people think that he's trying to show how depraved the lower level people are within Gotham by putting the bombs on the boats. And they're going to blow each other up. But do you really think there's bombs on this boat, Gator? Do you really think there were any bombs on this boat? And maybe to prove Joker right in all of it, that, hey, listen, these people are the good people. Don't target them. You need to be targeting the high officials like I have been. He's basically showing Dent and Batman what you really need to do to be successful in this city.
Yeah, well, it's orienting it, right? It's showing the pinpoint attack target you want. Like, sure, the common folk, you don't want them to blow up and die or whatever, but Joker's making the point here. It's like, these are just like livestock. This isn't cattle that you need to defend, like out in the...
Right.
These aren't sheep that you need to tend. These are active participants in this society, and if you mobilize them, show each other that they have power, and that's what they did right there, dude. They all realize, like, we have basically the power of life and death in our hands. Again, I don't think that the bombs are really on there. There's no evidence of it whatsoever, and in this larger context where Joker is clearly trying to make Gotham a better place, he doesn't think that these people are all scum and they're going to race to blow each other up. Absolutely not. He knows, because he has that precision tooling, I'm going to take out the upper level people while at the same time demonstrating to everybody, look how good these people of Gotham are. It's just like, listen, to draw a meta comparison, these elites and politicians always trying to tear us apart, pit us against each other with political parties. That's represented in these two boats. It's like, try to pit these two against each other, like whatever you want to say, the left versus the right wing or whatever, however you want to frame it. But guess what happened? They realized in that moment, we're all humans and we're citizens of Gotham. We're united citizens of Gotham, baby. We're not going to blow each other up. We're about to go kick Joker's ass because we think he's evil. And Joker's secretly just smiling at that, shedding a tear, thinking it all works perfectly. I'm totally willing to take the fault for this. That's the narrative of the story, right? The Batman ends up taking the fall because Dent has to have this perfect image or whatever. But that's bunghole Bruce Wayne, catching on to Joker's scheme retroactively, way late, okay? There's two layers of this. Batman's taking the fall for Dent. Joker's taking the fall for all of it.
Right, and by the end of it, Batman's a better person. Bruce Wayne's a better person because of Joker. And like you said earlier, the elites that the Joker's going after, he's not going after just willy-nilly any person that's net worth is above X percent or X amount, because he's at that dinner scene, which has a lot of hoity-toity people within Gotham City, and he doesn't do anything bad to them. Yeah, he grabs a guy and says he reminds him of his dad, which, the biggest crime you could probably pin on the Joker here is his trauma dumping whenever he's telling people about his, how I got these scars. And it's like, dude, yeah, that little cringe, and maybe he should be charged with some community service because of that.
Yeah.
But other than that, he talks with his mouth full at this dinner, and he throws Rachel out the window.
Yeah, knowing she'd be saved.
Yeah, and he doesn't kill anybody there. Like, he literally could just start creating a pile of bodies at this party, but does he? No. Or the hospital. Who does he kill in the hospital? Nobody. He makes sure. He times it so that everybody gets out, obviously. I mean, this is 100% a part of his plan. He wants as few casualties as possible, but a few things need to be done. Things that I'm sure he regrets. He cries off scene. I guarantee it. We just don't see it because that would be kind of hand-holding, right? We don't need to have our hands held for the narrative. It's obvious when you read between the lines. Rachel's the biggest example. She needed to die for these characters, Harvey Dent and Batman, to realize Joker's plan. But it's like that reverse psychology thing where, they think it's like their own plan, mostly Batman, right? They think that they're the ones making these decisions, Harvey Dent as well. But no, it's really just Joker choreographing this whole situation. And let's be honest, Rachel sucked anyway. Would Maggie Gyllenhaal, is she born 80 years old? What's going on there with those cheeks? I don't know. It's there's certain angles in this movie where you see her and you're like, oh, Bruce, why are you wasting any second with this girl? I know she's like your childhood fling, but at least she's not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah. Yamahama, it's Fright Night.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and smash that like button.
Or not. We don't care.